Right, yeah, they can't hear you.
Ah, okay, good.
Right,
Well, it's good and bad.
so right, so they can't hear you at the moment, Logan. So we'll
Okay.
get yourself sorted. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. While Logan's sorting himself out, welcome to the stream for round two of SFR. Welcome also to the Singapore Grand Prix. And I want to say a little thing tonight. Thank you to us for sponsoring us tonight for SFR. Grid Finder, welcome to SFR, and thank you so much for sponsoring us, which is a very momentous thing for us, and hopefully we'll have a great partnership together. And yeah, welcome to the Singapore Grand Prix. We're about to get underway. And after last week's race, let's hope Magic can bring this momentum going after a 24-second win in Bahrain, and also with Gislodian actually doing the double for Red Bull at the Bahrain Grand Prix. I went on my own last week, but hopefully Logan has sorted himself out, and hopefully he's done himself by getting
Well, I
his
don't think
voice
the
setting
voice
sorted
sharing
out.
would work, but I can get my stream up.
Just testing to see if it works.
I don't think it does. I'll reset them.
Back after what must be a long absence, SFR Need for Speed has returned to
Oh,
SFR. Welcome back. What's that, Logan? I
I
heard you
didn't
say,
even
"Oh,
notice. Oh
what?"
my god. I used to drive with him in GP5, wasn't it?
So yeah,
Oh
SFR Need for
wow.
Speed has returned
Welcome
to
back.
SFR. Welcome back, SFR Need for Speed. It's such a great. He was alongside bystander. He debuted at SFR way back in season 7, I believe, seven,
Wow.
season 6, and he's returned tonight in the Alfa Romeo. So welcome back to SFR, my man. And once again, thank you to our sponsors at Grid Finder for sponsoring the race tonight. Anyways, we're about to get underway for an 80-minute qualifying session and run what appears to be a very tricky circuit, Singapore. Maggi is not at all confident going into this race, but he might be bluffing for all sorts of reasons. Don't know.
Who's that first lap track?
And it's out on track
Oh, it's
first,
Need for Speed.
and it's the returning Need for Speed. Now, this is a momentous occasion for him. He's been wanting, he's been waiting patiently to get back on circuit, and here he is, right on cue. Oh, it's such great to have him back. It's been a long time, and it's been loved by so many others. It's so great to have him back in the Alfa Romeo.
Woohoo.
So Need for Speed now going into going into a very. It's going for a testing day. He says he's going to get back into up to full speed soon. But he's in reserve tonight. He prefers to be reserved just so he can get back up to speed, and then he'll take a full-time drive later on in the season, which is fantastic to see. So it's going towards this tricky hairpin turn. He did a few time trial laps actually, Need for Speed. He did set a 1:38.4 in time trial, which is very competitive. So that's good enough to make the top, most likely around the top 10. I would say Need for Speed's fight is mostly around going to be around only down to Mark QWERTY, just to be on the safe side. Looks like all the drivers are out. I'm on Bart Scar Adams. But yeah, let's see how Need for Speed does. Going round into the final sector now. Through he goes, and let's see how he gets on towards the final 2 corners to start his main flying lap.
Oh,
And
it's
he's
gone
just a little bit wider going into the final corner, but nothing to validate him. Let's see how he does into the first turn. Mind you, Need for Speed is using full traction control and auto gears, just to be on the safe side because it is his first race back and he wants to build up his skills and his race pace. So he's most likely going to be make it as a test day, and he'll get back into full speed in the next race in Mexico. It's such a good thing to see Need for Speed back in the car, and he hits the wall on the outside, but no damage done though, from the looks of things. So it looks like he's only a crazy with the wall. So, there you go, Logan.
He just scraped it by the looks of things.
Now I heard you've been racing with Need for Speed. So what's he like as a teammate, or what's he like as a driver, as a teammate, or what's it like to be with him, if you know him that well?
Well, I used to race with him a few seasons ago. I can't remember when it was. He wasn't my teammate, but he was some fierce competition.
I'm looking at his POV, and it looks like he has been using the outlet with his hot lap on. A bit of a rookie error, but it's something he'll have to learn on. About turning the ERS off on. It needs to. So he forgot to turn off his DRS. It's a 140.9. It's a good warm-up lap. Good warm-up lap. So let's have a look at Matt G, our last week's race winner in the Red Bull. Let's see how it gets on. It ran now the part of the circuit he's at now, but it's going to change going into next season because that track configuration is, especially in the final set, it is going to change.
It's going to be a straight.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice DRS zone. 139.0 for Matt G, and a 130, and looks like the one, and Michael Watts is a tenth slower. ECG on the medium tyre, did a 0.9, 0.9 seconds slower. So not bad there from Matt G, making it work for him very well. SFR the Bear is going to run to the final session now. And look at that, Alco! 38.8 from Alco, really good astonishing out there from him. And Energy Dan, now if you want to know the history of Energy Dan, he's a one hell of a driver in Singapore, and he is up into pole position in the Merc. Energy Dan loves it around here. His favourite circuit of all time. He has not won for the best part of a few seasons. I'd really like to see Energy Dan back on the top stand of the podium. Out SFR the Vicar is in 7th place in the Williams, with only down to a 153.5 in 15th place there. Ace Man is 6th, Sonic Hawk in 5th, and the Haas. So all good in process round there. But look at that energy down from 138.2.56. Energy Dan, one of the long standards, a very long admin in SFR, liked by so many others. So it's going to be. Can't wait to see how he does around Singapore tonight.
Ace Man spun, coming out the hairpin.
Looks like Ace Man had a bit of a spinala, if we could say it, in the Ferrari.
Yep. Spun coming into the hairpin, I think. Or out of it, he might. Yeah.
Energy down there with 138.2. He does run around. He loves Singapore that much, doesn't he?
He does.
It's okay, he's already on the validation as it is, so that's not too bad on his part. So all the drivers now coming in now for the change tyres, and they'll be waiting in the garage at this moment in time.
Only down to 144.9.
The drivers are just warming up now to do their next run. Next time we do our comps, we'll get you sorted on the streaming side of things, so we can get your voice to be shared. I don't know what's going on with there, to be honest. But we'll make the most of it.
We'll try our best.
Hey. And looks like yeah, no worries. Right, Need for Has he turned his off? Looks like he has, which is a good sign. Yes, learned from his mistakes. Yeah, he looks like he's learned his lesson.
I've made that mistake a lot.
Oh, everyone does, buddy. Everyone does.
Yeah.
The Mad G, our championship leader, is out on lap 2 on the Red Bull. Also, another factor is the track that is getting a big. It's still a bit green at the moment. Once all the cars start running around it, it's going to get grippier, and that's when the lap times are going to be get quicker and quicker. So we're probably seeing mid 37 or high 37s for a pole time. You never know. So Mad G looking poised as ever in that Red Bull. Maybe probably look for a title challenge. Maybe this is going to have to Need for Speed.
I reckon that Need for Speed, once he gets back into the swing of things, starts racing more and getting more competitive, I reckon he'll be on for top 10s, top 5s most races.
I think what Need for Speed is probably targeting today is most likely going to be most likely going to have just going to get to the end, get a good run in qualifying, get a good run in the race, and then he'll be more than comfortable for Mexico. And the October race is coming up after Mexico. We are going to make a return to Monaco. Oh, lucky me!
Oh no!
I love Monaco. Yeah, Monaco is in 2 weeks. It'll be our next street circuit coming up. Oh, that's going to be great. And
it's going to be hell.
Oh, especially for us at GP1, obviously.
Oh no!
Now, Need for Speed said a purple in the first sector for Need for Speed. Am I seeing things, or am I just pinching myself?
I don't know.
So Need for Speed at the moment, purple in the first sector, but now I am in his house at the moment, so I have been watching him. He loves the second sector. His second sector is like his baby. So let's see how he does during the hairpin. It's a bit of a wide mid-entry, but it looks like he's doing okay.
Do you know what, that's better than me.
What do you mean better than you? You're in Division 1, he's 6
I know, but I take the hairpin terribly.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that second set that bugs me in Division 1. It's Division no TC, it's for a fact. Need for Speed is on for a very good lap here. 6/10 quicker than his previous time. Now, am I seeing things when this Need for Speed hasn't lost his touch after a long absence?
He's getting back in it. He's instantly found the pace.
Right, the final 2 corners. Let's see if he can replicate his time. It's Need for Speed living up to his name. It's Need for Speed. 6th place. That's a very good lap. Good evening to you too, Slider Dash. Welcome to the stream and good luck for your race tonight, my man.
Doran stays P9.
Mad G, he's very close to Dan now in 2nd place, so he's doing very well. Let's have a look at another driver. Let's have a look at a few. He's 4 cents quicker in the Alpine. Actually, no, let's go to ECG. He's about to finish off his lap. So let's have a look at EKG and CFC. I'll just call me a CFC. I can't be bothered to send the first bit.
P3, 1:38.7.
Very good lap there from MCFC there.
Oh, Alco spun.
Sidedash says, have a good one yourself, and Logan. Thank you so much, Sidedash. Really appreciate the comment. Mindful Wasp is just completed his lap. He's in P4. I'm really fancying the Mert tonight. They look pretty decent in qualifying. That's where he's just loaded his teammate. Who just went up there? I just find out.
Ace man.
Ace man. What an improvement over that. 38. Really good lap there from the Ferrari driver. Bit of a disappointment going from Bahrain. Let's have a look at the Astons. Now, if I was an Aston Martin driver right now, a Doran and the Bear, I would rather have this Aston than in this car. But you know, that's I think that's what everyone says as an Aston Martin fan. Still picture myself actually what Aston Martin doing in real life.
It's like what Vettel said about Ferrari. Even if you say you're not a Ferrari fan, you are a Ferrari fan. It's like,
oh, Doran!
Wow!
What a lap from Doran, P3. Now that's an Aston Martin that's on fire.
That's the Aston we know and love.
Don't worry, Fernando Alonso will be best pleased with that. I'm
We're
sure
gonna-
Lance Stroll wouldn't.
Yeah, we're just gonna pray that Lance isn't listening.
Okay, let's have a look at another driver. Dan's on the lap, and we're really trying to see how Dan does. He's about to start his lap, so let's see how Dan does. In the Merc, he loves this circuit very, very much. It's his #1 circuit. I really want to see Dan get victory tonight. I really do. I'm supposed to be unbiased, but he hasn't won in the past couple of seasons. I don't know when it was his last win was, to be honest with you, but I really love to see him back on the top step. But he has got a very hard race in front of him with Matt G, and Doran, his teammates. I just realised that the reserve tonight, I don't see Pelderagis, the man who he is on holiday, so hope you have another holiday, Pelderagis. Dan, 2/10 quicker in the first sector. Really good lap for the Mercedes driver. He is Mr. Qualifying, isn't he? He's like Mr. George Russell in the Merc. Mr. Saturday.
Mr. Monday, more or less.
Mr. Monday, yeah. 2 days later.
Yeah, only a few days late. As a Ferrari spun, only Dan's.
So at the moment, Dan is currently comes off the end of the second sector. He's about to enter sector 3. He's lost a bit of time there, personal best. So he did struggle to come to the end of the first sector. Let's see how he does in the final sector. So busy this track, it's just corner after corner after corner. There's like nothing to give around this track, it really isn't. I'm talking about 23 corners, one after the other. So needed tighter there for Dan now. Can he be a 1:38.256, which is his previous time? It's going to be a 1:37.9.
Oh my god!
He's gained the time back in that final sector, and he is absolutely rocking that Mercedes.
Bear is 9 tenths up in the Aston.
Let's have a look at the Bear then. Is he going to be growling up the position gains? And he is. P8.
P8.
Good lap. The Bear is growling into P8. Brilliant work.
It's wonderful to see that he stayed with Aston for so long.
He's just been a long majority stakeholder at Aston Martin, to be honest.
He was there when I made my debut a few seasons ago.
How are you finding life at SFR now, Logan? Has it definitely got better for you?
It's 100% gotten better. I mean, starting off in GP5 in season 11 to be in GP1 is amazing. I've got so many people, so many nice people. It's been admin now as well. After about a year in the server is just amazing. There's so many nice people, and if anyone was ever looking for a league to race in, this would 100% be one of the 2 leagues I'd recommend.
I literally couldn't agree with you more. I joined the league in season 6, and literally never looked back. And I've now been a long senior driver in this division and in this league by a long margin. And I literally know everyone around here, and literally they helped out so much. Everything else. So yeah. The admins are brilliant, the racing's fantastic, and the stewards are very fair and impartial, so I couldn't say any more. Oh, ETG! NCSC, sorry. Made an advantage, clouting the wall there on the outside, so not very good as well. And I'm glad as well that we've gone back to streaming and everything else. It's good to have given you guys the coverage that you guys deserve.
Aceman was 5 temps up, but I don't believe it moved anywhere.
Look at that Mark Querty in the Williams. Oh, that's a Ferrari round.
That is
Dan. Dan, now that, you've got to admit, that is a tricky little section in the beginning of the
tricky corner. Yeah.
Oh, I hate this. That's one of my worst turns I could ever fear.
If you get on the curb there, you're flying off into the wall, 100%.
It's either you are going to be bouncing like a trampoline going into a wall, or you just be running a curve like a surfboard. It's not nice. Not a nice feeling. And all you're going to go to is careering into a wall.
I don't believe anyone is on a... In fact, who's never line that's on a competitive lap?
Need for speed is just a validation of this lap. So if he was wise enough, he should fill up with the DRS, save the tyres, Save the RS. No, he can't go any further. That's his last.
He won't make it. That's it.
No, he won't make it. Oh, need for speed. Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
Not a good way to get into his return, but a 39.3 is not a bad shout though for his return.
That's not bad.
Right,
I'm so sorry. I almost said that's not good.
Right, let's go into the final laps then. Dan is on a lap. He's not on a lap anymore. So this Wasp, is he done? No, he's made it. So Wasp is on a lap. Where's Mad G? Where's Mad G? He's retired. So he's retired in the pits. MCFC.
He made the line with 1 second.
Oh my word.
I don't think you could be any closer if you tried.
Let's have a look at Wasp. And Ace Man is in 3rd place. He's just jumped up to 3rd.
Oh wow!
I just did not notice that. Well done to Ace Man.
Dan's
doing a fantastic job.
He's backed off.
So Dan's backed off. Let's have a
He's in
look
the
at
pit.
So we're looking at Mindful Wasp at the moment. So Dan could be on pole, but could it be on 1-2, or could be anywhere near closer for Mindful Wasp. Wasp now going into this hairpin corner, nice and tight into the hairpin. Really, really good showing here for Mindful Wasp here. He was a little bit unlucky last weekend with the fuel. He was about to get on the podium, but unfortunately he did run out of fuel at the end of the race, so which was a bit of a bad mistake there for Mindful Wasp there. But he did say going into this one he's going to be a lot more prepared, a lot more better racer, and he's going to be a lot more faster than he ever will be. Martin and MCSC are 6th and 7th. So Martin puts McLaren. Look at Wasp flying through. Wasp is P6. So not bad for Wasp there. So we go to the other qualifying. Sonic Hawk on a lap. He is. So Sonic Hawk go to the P2.
Wow.
Sonic Hawk in the house. Absolutely brilliant this lap. The SFR owner has got himself into P2. We got a main SFR admin and an SFR owner on the top row of the grid.
We've got another admin, Maggi in P3.
It's an admin front 3.
It is.
So Dan is P1 for the but there's no surprise he loves Singapore that much. So Dan gets pole position
by
in
2
the Mercedes.
tenths.
What a lap there for Dan. The only man to win the 137. Okay, Maggi 3rd, Ace Man 4th, Doran 5th. Martin 8th, MCC in 9th, Bear 10th, Need for Speed on his return to the sport is 11th, Cafu in 12th, Vic in 13th, Dan 14th, Mark Quentin 15th, Scott Adams didn't make a lap, but he will be there, is 16th.
Did Scott Adams have a qualifying ban? Or did he just miss qualifying?
I don't know, to be honest, but look at that, Dan, if he can get his momentum going into the race, that'll be some achievement for Dan to get back onto the top step of the podium. But he has got really fast competition behind him. To the sports, I'm going to refer the rules to you again. The drivers have got free choice of tyre going into the race, so the drivers can pick any tyre they please, any fresh tyre they please, and also they can do the formation lap on their own, and also they can park up on the start line on their own. So you're going to get if you get within 0.5 onto the grid box, that'll be almost be a perfect start for you. Oh, I'm really looking forward to this. Really looking forward to this Grand Prix. Can't wait.
I'm just reviewing the standings just to see what happened after Bahrain, and Division 1 hasn't been updated yet.
I'm sure it will later on. I think probably later on or tomorrow where we get our standings. In my opinion, I did not a bad showing, but I know I could have improved. I really think I could have improved, but with all that spinning around. But it depends how the car will feel going through in tomorrow's race. But whilst me blabbing around, I just want to say again, thank you to our sponsors, Grid Finder, where you can go onto their website and literally look for, if you're looking for a race league or somewhere to find your place, go on Grid Finder and you can literally find us there as well, because we are a very lovely league, and also Grid Finder is a great place to find your racing where you want to be. Right, we're just waiting for the formation lap. I really hope Dan wins. I really hope Dan
Me
wins.
too.
But it's so much competition behind him. You talk about Mad G. You talk about Sonic Hawk. I really hope Sonic Hawk does well tonight. He had a strong showing last week, but the start was not really the way he went. So hopefully he can make a big improvement going into this one. He's already got his sights on like a brilliant comeback, and hopefully get a good race out of this. Right, we're about to start.
I think that the McLarens, I think that they could have had potentially a better qualifying. Just judging off the race results in Bahrain, a P4 and a P6, I believe,
Oh,
for EKG and Martin.
Sonic Hawk on softs.
He's gone on soft.
Softs on the
Oh my goodness! So only Sonic and Doran have gone on the alternative strategy. That is brave.
Especially Sonic Hawk, my word.
It might actually. There's a safety car within the first few laps.
That worked well for Sonic Hawk. He can be really smart on that one, you know. Doran on the mediums, he's going opposite, way opposite. The Sonic Hawk, literally, I was a little bit surprised, to be honest, but what do I know?
I'm sure you know a lot.
I'm not that wise, I'm not Mad G, thank you.
Oh.
So Mad G and the Red Bull will be on its own tonight, and we've got no Peldragis in the AlphaTauri, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest. They can literally get on with their job and see if they can get good constructors points. But like I said, I really fancy McLaren to do well today. After a strong showing in Bahrain, especially when they both had drive-throughs and they literally just got back to it.
They both had drive-throughs?
They both had drive-throughs at the start of the race, and then they just came back.
That's impressive.
You want to go back to Speed Force Racing's YouTube channel and see the race with my blabbermouth commentary, then you can check it out on our channel.
Be happy that you didn't have me as well.
Yeah, we love you all lot. As well, 618 subscribers, so thank you all for subscribing, and hopefully we can get to around 700 by the end of the year. Right, we're coming up to the end of the formation lap. Dan warming his hard tyre compounds really hard. Now, if I was Dan, would you let Sonic Hawk pass, or would you keep him behind?
Well, it's a tough decision if you think about it. You're going to have Sonic starting on the inside with soft tyres. You're going to have Dan...
They want the great faster, but he'll have a strong start going into this race.
Now, if Sonic can't get Dan within the first 2-3 laps, then he'll probably have no choice but to back off, conserve his tyres, and just try and make it to his pit window, because the first few laps, everyone are just going to be all-out push. Really depends on who can get past where. Need for Speed and Vicar get disqualified as well.
Just got a little bit over the line there, so it's got, and it doesn't really matter. Here we go. Season 13 of the Singapore Grand Prix is about to get underway under the lights. And we're underway, and off we go. And Dan has got a really good, decent start over Sonic Hawk. He's trying to cover the inside line, but Sonic Hawk won't get the inside line. And Dan will stay ahead on it just.
That's contact.
And Maggie's round.
Maggie's
round. The championship leader is spun around in turn 1, and that is not a great start for him. Sonic Hawk behind Dan at the start, not good for him on his strategy, but you've got to remember, safety car is a very, very high chance of a safety car going into this race, so you've got to be careful. Bear and SFR Need for Speed are side by side going into turn 4, and
he switches him! Oh my goodness me!
Cuts him off! Need for Speed cuts the Bear off. Brilliant driving there for Need for Speed there.
Vicar
now behind Doran.
Vicar and Sky Adams both making up 4 positions off the line. They both got disqualified, remember.
And Mad G, what a dreadful start for him at the start.
Oh, it's a horror for Mad G. It's an absolute horror.
But brilliant. And Dan, he couldn't ask for a better start, to be honest, on those hard compound sides against Sonic Hawk on the softs. He couldn't ask for a better start.
Oh, Mad G and Mark have just hit each other. Magi's gone into the back of him.
Magi's got to be patient against his slower guys, but the slower guys are still improving the race crowd and everything else. So Magic's got to be patient. He's got to think of a bit of a way to get past Marquez and Sonic Hawk on the soft side compound tyre. No surprises. He's all over the back of the race leader of Energy Dan. He's going to try down the inside, going into turn 22. No, he's going to stay behind it for now.
He's gaining. He's gaining. Dan defends the inside. Sonic looks to the outside. Brakes so much later with the traction on the softs.
He just got so much confidence on that tyre, but you've got to remember those soft tyres were probably gone in the last, what, probably around 7 laps before they start to deteriorate. So that's not going to be good news for Sonic. He's got to get past Dan, and now so he can really push on the strategy. He's only 3 seconds behind the Mercedes. And he's got the slipstream to reach the lead. Dan defends hard.
Does he make it? He's got off.
Dan has got brilliant defending for Dan there. He was so fair. He let Sonic all try it, but it's not going to work.
He does not want to see this position for all of his life.
Look at Neva's speed. On his return, he's all over the back of the Vicar. Where did this pace come from?
Maggi finally makes the move on Mark Querty as well.
Decision again there for Maggi. 3.1 behind PQ now. This field is really, really tight at the start. And then it's almost over the second. Doran is overtaking Ace Man. They're still side by side going into the next turn. Can Ace Man fend them off? No, the Aston Martin is through.
And now Ace Man is going to be vulnerable to the McLaren of MCFC behind him. Will MCFC be able to pressurise Ace Man into a mistake? Perhaps into the tunnel section here. Will he be pressurised enough into maybe hitting the wall and getting some damage on their Ferrari? But up the inside, MCFC looks, doesn't make the move. It would have been quite silly to try and make a move into
Sonic gets round! Sonic Hawk gets round!
Oh,
and
no!
That's not to help him out! Sonic Hawk! Oh, that's such a shame!
Oh,
such a shame for
that's
Sonic Hawk
terrible!
there! Oh, that's gonna hurt. That's not gonna help his strategy a lot.
Stays out though, so he's got faith in the tyres. You just have to take it easy for the next few laps.
I don't know when we're doing with buttons. There we go. Neither speed is 1.0 behind there. We can drop behind now, but Empty Dan done a very hold off Sonic Hall really well. Pressure into mistake. And now he's got 1.2 seconds lead over Alco. Doran in third now, 2.7 now on the medium compound tyre. He would do like this to get past his other drivers to make the strategy work out for him.
We can see that Vicar and Scott Adams both making up 5 positions now. Obviously they're gained one because of Sonic Hawk.
Let's have a look at the positions gained. Thanks for reminding me there. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what we got. So,
Maggi and Sonic done 10 and 14 respectively. It's been a terrible start for them both.
Yeah, so the most position gains is tied between Vicar and Scar Adams. And like I said, Maggi and Sonic are losing 10 and 14 positions. They can make it up though. It's a 31 lap race. It's going to be a long race ahead of it for all this lot. As this is a tight twisted track like Singapore, a lot of things can happen within that space of time.
But Dan, he knows what he has to do to try and win this race now. He knows that he'll have to try and build the gap to Alco, but it's not working. He's losing time in sector 1 and 3. Sector 2, he obviously takes it all back, but going into sector 3, he loses so much time as Sky Adams goes round now, so commentators curse for him. We've just been complimenting him.
Doran is in the fast lap of the Grand Prix there in the Aston Martin. No surprise, he is on the medium compound tyre, but he is closing in on Alco. And these guys start fighting, and they slow each other down. Dan will be up green with a smile in the face, ear to ear, just literally, with these guys fighting. You'll love to see these guys fight. Ace Man is now joining in the fight as well. Closing in. And look at this, Michael Watts! Michael Watts and MCFC make contact!
Oh!
Michael Watts and MCFC make contact, and now he's dropped down to 8th place and neither speed just behind him.
Oh, that's super unlucky there for Mindful Wasp. He's having such a good race, but it's all just come undone.
It is a tricky corner, mind. It is. You have to give each other the room, but if it goes wrong, it goes wrong.
Yeah, if it works, it works. It's a risk-reward situation there. But
the
Vicker,
McLarens, I was wondering if the McLarens are very close together, but Alco and Doran, they're still stuck together. They're in a stalemate at the moment.
now Doran needs to get past Alco here.
Oh, Need for Speed's round.
Oh, Need for Speed. Oh no!
Looks like there's no damage in the Alfa Romeo, but it looks like he's got Skyline just passing him, and
No
now
damage.
Need for Speed reset. Carry on. You can do this, my friend. You can do this.
You got this. Come on.
Come on, Need for Speed. You can do this, my friend.
Get your head down. You can get back in the game.
Nice words. The McLarens,
EKG's pit.
He's pitting.
He might have had damage.
Surprising. Now, let's have a look at the McLaren stop. We're going to see how McLaren...
Yeah, there's a front wing.
Is there a front wing?
There's no visible damage to the McLaren.
It must have moderate damage, but MCSC in the pits.
So MCSC dropping down to last, it will be, if, well, the second last. It all depends if only Dan's can overtake him. Only Dan is into the pit lane, so...
The
might be for a lane change.
The top guys are starting to break away now from Martin now. He's 4.1 behind Ace Man. So the top four is now turned into a four-horse race at the moment.
It's going to eventually turn into a DRS train. Well, there's going to be nowhere for anyone to get past. They're all just going to burn out their tyres and it's all just going to stay as it is.
The only one who's not going to be affected by this is Energy Dan up front because it's got the hot air going onto the front tyres at the stage of the race. So Dan's probably going to enjoy this at the moment.
If Vicker can get into P3, then he would have gotten 10 positions gained in only a few laps. I mean, right now he's got 7 and it's only lap 5.
Not too bad at the moment for the Vicker. 1.2 behind Martin, but he is closing that. He's trying to close the gap down. Yellow flag.
Dan spun
Dan.
again, only Dan's.
He's just getting back onto the track, and only Dan is back in the race. Dan has now broken the DRS zone of Alco now, 1.0. So Dan has opened up the gap. So
it's back under a second. This could be
Alco
close.
Is no DRS for Alco. No DRS. So he has not got into the zone of Energy Dan. Was Dan saving his tyres there for a repel, maybe? Alco got a little bit squiggly going out of turn 3 there, so this will give Doran all and more of a chance to get past him.
Well, Doran's spent so much of his energy just trying to stick with them. He's only got 17% left, and it's going down by the seconds here. He knows that he needs to get past Alco and just save it. Just to defend and save, that's all he needs to do.
Now, we know this out from Division 1. If you're on the DRS train, no point using the ERS, just use the DRS and just save that ERS. Because the ERS will become your ERS can be your friend, but it also can be your enemy if you do run out.
You're in a situation sometimes, you got the guy in the lead pulling away like mad. Let's say you're in third, visualise that. You got the guy in the lead pulling away and you know what you have to do to get past the guy in second. It's either burn it all and risk it, or try and conserve, save it, and then go for the attack later on. But Doran losing so much time just through that hairpin. It looked like he might have clipped the wall on the inside going into the hairpin. But it is what it is for Doran. He just needs to get his head down and try and go for it.
I wish there was a graphic, like an updated graphic. How they do that in the next game, your expensive mode. You see how much degrading the tires, what the of the tires are. Imagine that was a thing. That'd be great to see.
Like the MFD you can get when you're actually driving.
We got Mad G on the back of Kafue, still making this comeback at the moment.
Do you know what? He hasn't gotten some screen time for a few laps. He's actually been making some pretty good progress.
Alco still 4 tenths behind, but we are keeping on the eye on this fight between Mad G and Kafue. 3 tenths now. They've actually got back to Doran because he is closing in slightly. Sonic Cork is closing down Need for Speed as well.
Sonic spun again!
Oh no, Sonic!
Stop talking about him! You're giving him commentator's curse!
Oh, you know what?
You're gonna curse him!
My voice is now banned saying Sonic Cork because every time I mention his name, he just spins round.
He's in the pits.
Slide 3 seconds.
The first penalty of the race. Getting all loosey-goosey, trying to chase after the bear.
Oh, Magic got on the inside of Kafue, or not so close?
Oh, Sonic got damage. He's changed his wing onto the medium, so he's going to have to make at least one more pit stop.
It's going to be a two-stop race for Sonic Court today.
Now, if I were Doran... Sorry,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, carry on, I'm listening.
If I were Doran, what I would do now is I would let myself drop back, just conserve the tyres, try and get as long as I can, and then go onto the hards. Or maybe make it a two-stop race, go medium, medium, soft, because there could be a safety car.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been no DNFs yet, so who knows what could come.
Another thing as well, I was just about to say for us Division 1 drivers, this is perfect to analyse what we've got to do in our race tomorrow. So
yeah.
I'm more than seeing this now. There's also the hard compound is the race, is the tyre to go for at the start. Because it's such a high degrading circuit. So, Mad Cheese on the inside of Confuse. This is not a place you should
Oh my god!
But he's got the move done. Great move from Mad Cheese.
While we're on the topic of Division 1, if you can cast your minds back to a few seasons ago, I and Samaz, we were a lap down in Singapore. We both managed to come back to top 5s. Granted, we did get 30-second post-race penalties, but that is what it is.
It is what it is at the end of the day.
His Doran has gained.
Alco is starting to fall away now for Dan now. Dan loves this circuit, doesn't he? You know how much Dan loves Singapore, we all know that. But we didn't know he loves Singapore this much. He makes Singapore his baby sometimes.
Well, it's looked quite comfortable for Dan since the start. Obviously, he was challenged by Sonic Hawk for a few laps, but after Sonic spun, it's been just a comfortable show for Dan.
4 tests now between Alco and Doran and the Aston Martin. MCFC got past Mark QWERTY for 13th place, so position gain there for the McLaren.
Only done spun again.
If you want to talk about concentration levels, there's nothing higher than this track, isn't it?
Yeah,
this is up there with Monaco with concentration levels.
It's like Monaco, just with more space.
Can't believe we're going back to Monaco this season.
Oh,
I'm really
it's
dreading it.
Carnage.
I'm just dreading it. I really am.
I don't blame you.
Plus the added addition, it's going to be a night race as well. It's going to be even more fun, isn't it?
Oh. Do you know what? I think for 1 year, for the 100th anniversary of the Grand Prix, I think they should do it as a night race. It's possible, but...
Imagine F1 in real life actually did that Monaco night race. Imagine the skyline that would happen. Alco's got a little bit wide there in turn 4 for look of things, but hasn't costed too much.
I'll send Stefano Domenicali an email saying, hey, make Monaco a night race. It's the 100th anniversary of it in a few years, so it makes sense. Dan spun again.
The field is starting to spread out now, so not very much is going too on. The closest fight is Scott Adams and the Bear. That's the closest fight, our close fight at the moment. Alpine versus Aston Martin.
It's quite sad to see the Bear doing quite bad. I mean, he used to be one of the fastest drivers in GP5. I mean, he was the first double world champion. And I had so many great battles with him for a few seasons back. It was amazing to race with him.
Of course, we are under the lights of Singapore, round 2 of our 9-week championship here in SFR before we move over to F1 23, which is starting to bring up a few surprises. To be honest, they're bringing back the Breaking Point series, which is I always loved to win F1 2021. Really enjoyed that. But I really want to see them focus more. Oh, I'm looking forward to doing that story. I really enjoyed the last one.
Progress from Vicker has slowed down considerably now. Well, he is gaining on Martin, so after a few laps the move could be done and he could be up 8 places.
That'd be great to see if that happens. So it's just a stalemate at the moment. Also the race is settling in a bit. So, what about you then, Logan? What's your preparations like for tomorrow? Is preparation be good? Has it been bad, or is it a bit in between?
Well, I haven't done any practice really. So I just kind of most nights for me, it's just kind of get on with it, get your head down. You'll learn the track as you go. If you do well, you do well. If something happens, something happens. You've just got to get on with it. If you need to make a pit stop, or if you've got to drive through, you've got to drive through.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just wing it out. I have done a few laps around here, but most of it's been in the car around as much. So I need to sort myself out going into tomorrow. Skylanders is starting to cook a little bit more now to the Bear, and Doran and the other Aston Martin is starting to drop back now from Alco. So it looks like the medium tyres are starting to deteriorate a little bit more now. Ace Man's not closing as much as he wants to. So the top four is starting to spread out a bit now. The midfield is very spread out, and also the bottom guys, they're still minding their own business. Because it's going for the Bear. Maggi still stuck behind Michael Wasp at the moment.
I just noticed that we don't have Miami on this calendar.
I really enjoyed Miami.
Yeah, Miami's been great races. I'm definitely not saying that because I'm biased, but
well, speaking of Miami, that is the next Formula One weekend coming up.
Yeah,
upcoming weekend, which we nice to see. 8:30 race time start, so you get your tea time in. I love it. 8:30 start. Get a nice person lie in.
I promise I'm not biased towards Miami because that's where I got my first GP1 podium, but
I got an SFR win in Miami as well. I can't lie.
Guys, I promise we're not biased.
We just love Miami.
Yeah.
I must admit, the real life racing in Miami was a bit dull, but we take SFR racing in Miami any day.
We make it better.
SFR, we make it better.
That'll be our new slogan. SFR, hashtag we make it better.
We're making an advertisement with it.
We'll have to get Bossy to do that.
Yeah, SFR, we make Grand Prix racing better. Now, Scott Adams is SFR the Bear is now closing in on Confused now, so turns to a nice little fight for P9 now. Who's for the lower points now.
A fight for the wooden spoon.
Why not? This is for 9th, 10th and 11th. Neither speed is 10 seconds behind this fight, but of course he was using this race as his own test race. But he's doing a very good job at the moment, keeping himself out of the walls a bit. And look at this, Scott is just pushing the Bear. Just pushing the Bear, going out of the turn there. So that's he's really getting aggressive. Is Scott Adams? He's got a yellow flag.
Only Dance to spun once more, I believe.
I'm gonna change his name in a minute to Only Dance to Only Spins.
Oh, you can't do that!
I'm joking.
That's so mean.
I'm only joking. Dan, we love you, mate. We love you.
Yeah, we love you, man.
It's because you're driving a Ferrari. It's okay.
Spinlander.
Now this fight is starting to close in a bit on Maggi slightly because he's only just up ahead of the road. Still a fight trying to close in on Mindful Wasp. When's Dawn gonna pit? He's gonna be pitting within the next 3 laps, isn't he?
Well, it'll be quite close. I mean, the mediums for me, I think they always last around 15 to 18 laps. Just depends on the pace you're pushing. If you're pushing flat out every lap, then they're going to drop off sooner. If you're conserving, they're not going to drop off.
If you think about the time you're pitting as well, when Doran does pit, you've got to think about what you're going to feed into. If you think about between 11th and 12th, you are pretty much in the ball game for a good gap. I would say that'll be a good gap to fall into. So you got a good clean air to get some laps in before you get the tyres to warm up.
But Dan's still leading, which is good because it means he's got the other 15 drivers behind him.
True point, yeah. But I'm looking at Confused now. It's actually getting away there from SFR the Bear now.
Wow, as Mark gets passed by Sonic. Oh my god. Sonic made that into turn 13.
Sonic, you are brave.
He's a brave man.
Oh, never do that. Ace Man! Oh dear.
I tried making a move into turn 13 in my career mode once. My car is shattered into pieces.
Ooh, Maggi now gets into the DRS zone of Mindful Watts, the teammate of Energy Dan. He's still struggling out there as Mindful Watts. He's not having a good start to the season, isn't he?
No, he's really not. I mean, I didn't watch Bahrain, I'll be honest, but seeing the results, it didn't look like he had a very good race.
He was doing well until the final lap where he ran out of fuel on the back stretch. Literally on the final lap on the back straight before the main straight.
That is so unlucky.
And it's just Sonic Hawk makes another place now because MTFC now is pitted.
Again. He wasn't on the mediums for too long. So what had happened? Somewhat. He might have done. Because he went hard, medium, hard.
Sorry about that, that's my dog barking there.
Oh, Skardham's gets moved on the bear! Into the hairpin! Oh my gosh!
Oh, I do apologize, I missed that move. I was so focusing on Mad G there, we literally missed the move to Scott Adams, and that's the part of the bear. So Scott Adams gets a place done on SFR the bear and moving up himself into 10th place.
I didn't even see the move. I just saw Scott Adams, his name move up into the top 10. I looked
into the hairpin.
Yeah, they were just at the hairpin. Oh, Doran! He's in the pits!
Right, this is important for Doran. Where is he going to feed out? Where is he going to feed in? If we can get between Scott Adams and SFR the bear need the speed, that would be a good gap for him to fill into.
He sat there. What? Oh, he lagged. Glitched for me.
You right there?
He was sat in the pit box for me. He wasn't moving.
Oh, it's alright, one of those
Bear's
things.
in the pit. Bear's in the pit.
So both Astons are double stacked a bit, but it looks like, yeah, Doran's is in between Scott Adams and need the speed. Really good start there for Doran. He can put his head down and get some clean laps in. That's a good thing. Oh, Alco! I didn't realise this. He's
Oh my gosh!
Bound for the lead. Hello.
What has he been doing?
What are you doing there, Alco? I want to know what you're doing there.
We look away for 2 laps and he's gained like 2 seconds.
Oh, a little bit wide there in the hairpin there. That's going to cost a little bit of time. But
He's got the DRS, so just gain it back.
Okay.
Now, I think that entire time Alco has just been conserving.
Was he a little bit, he wasn't letting, he was probably letting Doran run out of tyres, and then he's just saving his DRS a bit for Energy Dan. But he has 2.8 now between the two. Now Dan's going to be a little bit under a bit of pressure. This will keep him busy for a few laps. .7. Now, go to the end of the tyre line. Who blinks first? And that's another question we need to ask ourselves. Who blinks first in the pit stops?
Well, once his tyres get back up to speed, get nice and toasty, then he'll be on an absolute charge trying to get after the Alpines and Maggi.
I just realised this. And Doran is back on. He's using another set of hard compounds. Doran's using another set of hards.
Doran started on the mediums.
Oh, he did, didn't he? Whoopsie daisy. Ignore me, I'm having a bad day. So yeah, Doran's on the hard compound. Now he's going to the end. Alco and the AlphaTauri right behind Dan's tail.
All he needs to do is try and stick with Dan throughout this sector. You see, this is where Dan is most dominant. Imagine track dominance, like we had at Baku. It would be like Verstappen in the Clerk, just all of Sector 2 and most of Sector 3 is highlighted in the lime green of Petronas.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Now Sector 1 is mostly straights, so Alco would be more dominant there, you would think. Obviously with the DRS and straight line speeds, all depends on who can reach the max tops. But this race has turned into a 2-horse race up front. But Dan has pulled away again.
Aceman is biding his time slowly, but he is starting to drop away from his fight. Dan is broken the DRS now of Alco.
Slowly but surely.
It's now 1.1 now, so Alco is starting to slightly drop back now for Dan now. A little bit squiggly over the curve there, but he's doing okay. They're both not pitting, so they're going to carry on for another lap.
This race is turning into Baku. We get like 10 laps of really good action, and then it just turns into nobody's within a second anymore. Actually, it just turns into something that would be really long, and just you've got to drive your heart out, just see whatever you can do.
Let's go for the running order at the moment. So it's Dan P1, Alco P2, Aceman P3, Martin 4th, Vicar in 5th, Mindful was 6th, Mad G 7th, Confute 8th, Skynes in 9th, and Doran in 10th, Vassico in top 10, Neva Speed in 11th, Bear in 12th, Sonicorp 13th, Mark Cody 14th, MCFC 15th, and Only Dance in 16th, who's still doing very well at the moment, still staying out there. Still 16 runners going on.
You're jinxing Dan's. You're actually jinxing him now.
He's doing very well. He's doing very, very well. He's still going out there, which is fair enough for him.
He's not out of the race at least, which is good.
Imagi's back on the back of Mindful Wasp now. 0.7 now between the two cars. So Red Bull and Merc. Nose and tail.
MCFC has to get past Mark Quetty here, but Mark's gone off. Mark went off in the last turn, so he gained a bit of time, but EKG instantly gained it back with a DRS. Mark defends it into turn 1. Let's fight for the... obviously no points will be awarded for these positions, but in the end of a championship, if you think about it, every position is a position.
Definitely. MCFC, he's got so much more confidence on the fresher tyres. He should get past Marquez here. This should be easy said than done. Mark
has no ERS, so EKG swoops round his outside, but he's gone off. He went off under braking there, so he just broke it a bit late, but still made the move stick.
Back to Maggi and Mindful Wasp now 0.7 between the two.
Maggi knows what he has to do. He needs to get past Wasp. Obviously his teammate Dan leading the race, and obviously Maggi being one of the championship contenders.
Mindful!
Oh!
Still good.
Oh,
not good at all.
No.
Not bad there. And it goes Maggi. Still stay behind the Mercedes. And he'll still stay behind the Mercedes. 5 tenths between the two.
Oh, Dan's spun once more. Only Dan's. Is he spinning into there? Or what's he doing?
I'm not too sure.
He seems to like stop on the. He seems to go really slowly with spin. He might go off and then try to come back on or something, but he seems to go really slowly through the tunnel.
Only does now. Oh, you can see what he's doing. If he can go on board with him, he's got his ERS always on. He needs to turn that off. Let's go over Dusko, literally going to get past so much wheel spin on the XL slow corners. He's going to be spinning around all the time. He needs to turn the ERS off, that's the thing.
I'm more surprised that he has 56% going onto that lap. There's more saving than me, and he's got it permanently turned on.
That's insane.
I'll stay on board with him for a lap and just see what happens.
Oh, Alco's pitted, he's blinks first.
Oh! So Alco blinks first, we'll see what tyres he goes on to.
Now Dan's going to respond. Medium tyre to Alco.
Now,
he's going to have to respond.
Now, can these mediums go for the rest of the race? We just have to wait and see. But Maggi into the pits as well. Obviously, he had enough of being stuck behind Mindful Wasp. Onto the mediums as well for Maggi. As Only Dams gets lapped by EKG. He's still ghosted. Oh, Only Dams turned his energy off.
Oh, that's a first. So Dan now has got to respond to Alco.
Doran!
Oh, Doran! Doran has made a mistake. He's either made contact or made a mistake with, because Alco is the closest one to him. Doran has dropped down to 9th. He's 7 seconds behind Alco. Where there's contact, I do not know.
I will try and see. Oh, Alco came up right behind him. Right alongside him.
Was there contact?
There might have been, yes. It's Dan's round again. And he's been lapped by Mark.
Trying to find a moment, Maggi, and who's just stopped, is behind Need for Speed.
Now, Maggi, he needs to pass Need for Speed here. It'll be now or never for him.
Now, Need for Speed is a fair fighter, so he's going to give Mad G a bit of a showing. Now, this is crucial. Where is Alco? He's just going towards the stadium section now. There's going to be time between the two. Ace Man is boxed as well.
Tight. Did Dan have to wait there? Vicky gets a penalty. He sped.
The Vic has got a 5-second penalty for spin in the pit lane.
Oh, and he won't be able to surface.
Alco is going around the final few corners now.
No, he's going to be miles ahead.
Dan is coming towards now. Where is Alco?
This will be close actually.
Dan's scratching the bit up. Where's Alco? There he is. And Dan's coming them off.
But Dan will have the cold tyres. Alco's tyres are going to be nice and warm from that lap. So, now with the DRS, will he pass Dan? This could be the move of the race, the move to the side, the win. Who will make it stick? Will Dan be able to defend? But Dan's out of energy. To the outside, Dan defends the inside. Does Alco dare brake as late as he can? He brakes late. Purple sector one. No, to the outside again.
Alco to the outside. Dan holds him off. Middle of the track. Good defending there for Dan there.
We have to consider Alco with lots more energy compared to Dan. Dan's struggling to save it now. He's absolutely burnt it all down their back straight. So we'll have to see going down into the whatever hairpin this is now.
He's just got the bridge now to go towards the Anderson Bridge. So now there's another issue. They just called us confused. A bit of traffic in the way, but the benefit for this, they will get DRS on confused. So Dan will get a little bit of a reprieve. But look at Alco pushing Dan towards the final few sections of the corners. Need for Speed is boxed now, so he's coming out in 13th place. And that's
Mine's gone off!
Mine for what?
He's in the wall as well!
Mine for what is not having a great time, he's spreading around! He was doing really well, but he's
but Keffi is holding up Dan! Keffi's practically being pushed through these corners. But Keffi into the pit lane. Now, Dan and Alco both have DRS.
So much more momentum. He's holding back. Alco's holding back. You know where he's going to attack. You all know where he's going to attack now. We got on Dan. Oh, a bit of contact between the two of them. That's not good at all. But Dan holds on only just. Mad G with the fastest lap of the race. So he's trying to make a ground. Alco right behind Dan. Alco gives DRS open. AlphaTauri versus Mercedes down towards the bottom.
Down to turn 7.
Turn 7 down to 10.
Down the fence to the inside.
Alco's going to try to switch back on in now.
It's going to be a tighter line for Dan.
No, Dan holds on. Good defending again. Now, resilience for Dan.
What Alco needs to do is just not hit him into turn 3. If he hadn't hit him, I reckon he could have had Dan. Because with the contact, he had lost so much more speed. He had so much more overspeed going into the corner. But on the he's being spun! But Bear's gone off, Bear's gone deep! Alco nearly spun there on the exit.
I did see that. I was just watching the Bear and confused, but good spot there, Logan. Really good spot.
Alco knew it was.
So right at this moment in time, 3 seconds for Ace Man Vicker, Skynes and Mine for Watts. Need for Speed is 5 seconds behind Mine for Watts. If he can try and get them down to near 3 seconds of Mine for Watts, he can make a position. But we are watching this fight between Alco and Energy Dan. Martin pits, so Dan will retake the race lead going into this.
Oh, if Alco hadn't lost the rear, he could have stuck with Dan. But he's still got the DRS. It's not over yet. He just needs to get his head down, keep pushing. He could still win this race.
Definitely there. You're not wrong.
Oh, this is going to be
between Sonic Hawk and the Bear.
It'll be quite close
together.
Sonic Hawk trying his best to gain those few positions. He'll have 7 more if he can overtake Bear. So he'll just have to see what he can do in the Haas on the medium tyres compared to, well, they're both on the mediums. But Sonic, just look at how much more speed he's got compared to Bear. We'll just have to see what he can do now.
5 first position gates now. Vicker has made 8 positions now in this Grand Prix.
Vicker's doing wonderful.
And Sky's made 5. The biggest loser at the moment is Sonical with 8 positions lost.
I'd like to say through no fault of his own, but it was a fault of his own, so...
Yeah, exactly. The soft tire gamble did not work out for Sonical at all, and now he's in 10th place. He's had a couple of races at Sonical. I really hope he does push on and really get this momentum into Mexico next week. Because Sonical is a very, very strong driver. Very consistent as well.
He's a wonderful commentator as well, I'd just like to add.
Oh, Sonical made a mistake on in the hairpin, and Nicholas Scott ran us down towards the outside.
Oh!
Guys on the outside, can he get the move done? This is right
Yes!
on the outside, and what a move from
Oh
Scott
my
Adams.
gosh! Star Adams, he does love making moves into the hairpin. We'll have to see what he can do onto the bear now.
I've got to say, Scott Adams has improved so much as a racer, he really has.
Div 2 is such a nice place for him. He can compete so much better than he was able to with us a few seasons ago.
He's already caught up to the bear already. So right now, the Sky's wanting to get another place. He wants to get past the bear.
He wants as many points as he can
and he's
get.
going to do it now.
He's doing it. He's gone for it. It's Sonic's pit again. So hopefully his final pit stop of the race. I'll let you know what he goes on to.
So Scott Adams gets past the bear, and now he's going to try and push on to try and catch Cafu, which is his teammate.
Sonic goes onto another set of mediums.
No surprise there. Alco still 7 tenths behind anything down. 6 tenths behind.
He's gaining. 5 tenths. It's going down.
5.56, 5.5. No, he's not going to be anywhere close enough yet. Dan is really managing the lead of this race really well. He's really holding up Alco as best as he can, and he's doing a phenomenal job of it as well.
This race could go right to the wire here.
Wait for fireworks at the end of this race, I guarantee that. We are in for fireworks.
Oh, do you know what? It is so nice to be back commentating. I have spent so long without doing it, and it is wonderful to be back. And I'm so glad that I could do it with you. You've been amazing.
Oh, thank you for the kind words. And you've been impressing yourself. You've got so much enthusiasm. If we could commentate next weekend, I'll be more happy to do it again with you next week.
Oh, do you know what? I'm up for it, you know. I'm up for it.
Martin fast out of the race, 141.3. Because actually started close down to SFR Doran in P4, but Vicar has got a penalty, so you have to keep that one in mind.
Do you know what? I completely forgot about Vicky's penalty.
He's still got that 5 seconds on him. So right now, lap 23 out of 31. Dan still leads, but only by 5/10 of a second over Alco. And it's been a strong showing at the moment. Need for speed on his return. He's still out there in P12. He's only made a few mistakes, but you know what? For his test race, he couldn't ask for a better race. He's really done very well.
If there's a safety car or someone spins ahead of him, he'd need 2 people to spin, or if there's a safety car, he could have a chance at scoring points.
Imagine that, scoring points in your return race. That'd be such nice to see.
It's exactly like what we saw with Laser last week in
oh no, we're not talking about Laser. He's just too quick.
Yeah, he came back
OP.
and dominated.
Oh, just don't. It's making me feel sad.
I want to talk about him. He's an absolute legend.
He's an absolute beast this week. He should go to esports for this race.
He would. I mean, he's been out there so long, and then he just comes back and dominates. I can't even remember how much he won by.
Alco is right on down 0.2 seconds.
Wow!
Alco's been saving.
Oh, he loses it.
He lost only by 10. Dan's got wide in turn 4, and now this is Alco's chance. 0.3.
This will be close.
Overtake mode on.
To the outside.
Outside. Turn.
He goes for it.
Outside.
Dan pushes him off. He comes on ahead.
Oh. Outside move.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god.
This is what SFR is all about, isn't it?
This is amazing.
My word.
This is incredible.
Mindful Wasp is just pitted for sauce, so Need for Speed is up to 11th now.
Do you know what? I don't want to say this about Bear, but I really hope he spins. I just want Need for Speed to get points. It'd be amazing.
Oh, they made contact! Al going down and made contact! Al going down and made contact!
Watching.
And Ace Man!
Oh!
It's gone into Ace Man can take the lead for down!
My gosh!
Can he get it? And he does!
This is incredible stuff!
Ace Man is just taking the lead away for Dan after Alco breaks himself but into the back of Dan. And it's now turned into a three-way fight, even though Ace Man's got a penalty.
Sonic and EKG as well.
Oh, Mansell, SFR Mansell, hello, welcome to the stream, welcome,
Hey.
evening to you too. What a long time no see character, welcome back, hello Mansell.
We miss you, Mansell. Please come back.
Oh, please do, come back to the
Please
Division
come
1, make us
back.
happy again. We miss you.
It's not the same without you.
Alco and the
Bear penalty, Bear gets a penalty.
Now, how much is the penalty now? So it's now 3 seconds.
Everyone's got 3 seconds. Apart from Vicar, actually. Right now, Vicar will be 7th.
So right now, it's still Dan leading provisionally in the lead.
Oh, Sonic and EKG made contact, I think. They were going side by side, and then they were both ghosted.
Vicar has just gone past Doran for 4th. But this is our main fight at the moment. This is our main focus. It's between Alco and Dan. After Alco hit Dan in the rear of the car, Ace Man's overtook the both of them, but Dan is still leading on on the penalties that Ace Man has.
Do you know what? This race turned into such a race of just attrition and all-out push.
I did say it for fireworks. I did say it for fireworks. I didn't expect to be this much. My word.
Sonic.
What a race.
Oh, EKG into the pits.
Looks like Mindful Wasp
spins.
stopped. Mindful stopped and to back up and go again. Dan is all over the back of Ace Man. He would like to get past Ace Man as soon as possible here.
You're not going to believe what
Ferrari.
You're not going to believe what I'm about to say, but Need for Speed is gaining on Cafu. If he can gain enough, he'll get points.
There's no Need for Speed can catch Cafu here. Dan on the inside. Oh, it's not so close to Dan there, but not enough.
Alco tries going around the outside. Can he switch back Dan? Only Dan's in the pits as well.
Going on the most entertaining. So we've just got a message from Mansell. Tell me what he says. Sorting out my career first, mate. Then I'll figure out getting into racing again. Oh, that's great news. I think that happens, that'd be great.
Oh, Alco! Oh,
Ooh.
Dan slams the door so late. Oh,
Alco's got a penalty.
He didn't go off. It didn't look like he went off. Maybe he did. If he did, it was by like 2 pixels. That was, yeah.
But Alco has got that penalty, but he might appeal. I don't know if he can appeal the penalty.
He probably will appeal that. I mean, Dan slammed the door on him quite late there. And he has been pushed off a few times.
To me, I am a bit of an old-fashioned, old-school fella. I'll say it's hard racing. Get on with it.
Yeah.
This is such an entertaining race.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Need for Speed. I've just given him commentator's curse. He's lost time. Oh, do you know what? Oh, Sonic's out! Oh, he's in the pit lane.
It's a safety car. Oh.
Boo! Boo!
I was going to lay drama there for a second.
Should've. Oh! Sky Adams! He's got no wing!
Scott Adams no wing!
He's gonna get points!
Now, this is interesting. Scott Adams needs to pit.
There's so much debris.
Wing.
There's so much debris on the track.
Sonic also the session, no surprise. Now, is there going to be a safety car? I don't think there is.
Oh my god, Need for Speed's gonna get points, you know.
The gap is quite... we'll have to wait to...
For a front wing change, that is more than enough for him to get points.
You know what? I think you're right. I think Need for Speed will get into the points.
Oh my goodness me.
Need for Speed, on his return back to the sport, after a long hiatus, is on to get his first points out of the reserve in his first race back. Who would have thought?
This is incredible. Screw Lasers come back in a win. Need for Speed getting points.
this is a week of returns at the moment. So Scott Allen's pits now. Need for Speed is about to overtake Scott Allen's in the pit stop.
He's gonna do it. This is incredible.
Need for Speed back into 10th. So
This
now,
is incredible.
So Dan at the moment's got the advantage on the guys in between.
He kicked you with another penalty. Does he have 6
Need for
seconds
Speed
now?
is not lost his touch. He has not lost his touch at all, which is so happy for him.
This is incredible. He's going to be miles ahead of him. All he needs to do is just keep it clean, not make a mistake.
Just keep on the track.
He's getting points.
Just keep on the track. That's
And
all you need to do.
if Kefu and Bear fight here, he could be on for a P8. He's just got to keep it clean. He's got to keep it clean. Obviously, they've both got 3 seconds. If these two fight like absolute madmen, then if they fight enough, he could gain.
I'm not getting my right hand. This needs to be just concentrating hard. Oh, literally, I'm in this room right now, commentating this. I've just literally seen him in the corner of my eye. He's really concentrating really hard. He has not said a word. But right now, we're focusing on the lead right now. Alco and Dan still very close together. Few laps to go in this race. Alco, can he get Dan to force a mistake? Alco with the DRS, Dan with the DRS. Still a stalemate at the moment, and it still is. Alco 1 step behind. Can he get the move done? No. Dan still holds on. Oh, this is such an intense fight. Very, very intense.
Sorry about that.
It's alright.
my dad decided it'd be a good idea to come in. Alco! A huge snap there.
So a big snap of oversteer there for Alco, but he's still holding on to Dan. But still, as I keep saying before, Dan still leads the Grand Prix on the virtual with no penalties at all.
But Aceman is pulling away. He's just gapped a few more attempts here. So, is Dan having the effects of tyre wear? Kefu and Bear fighting.
Kefu and the Bear a little bit slow there, but it looks like they sort each other out. Oh, this is going to go down to the wire. If Dan gets a penalty, this is going to go straight down to the wire. It's going to be a straight fight.
Shall I check his warnings? I'll check his warnings.
Yeah, go ahead. Go check his warnings. Go for it.
Me out. He's got one. He's only got one. I believe that is only for a collision though.
Only one warning.
Only one warning for track limits. Track limits.
So one warning for track limits. He's still got 2 strikes. He's okay for the moment.
He's got one more strike and then he's out.
For the first time in a few seasons, Dan is in line in pole position at the moment.
But Dan's not got the DRS.
Alco close! Alco close! Alco close! Oh. Can he get close to Dan?
Will he send it?
No. But Alco got a little bit of an awkward corner there, so he has shot a few bits.
He was so quick. He was so much quicker than Dan. He had to take avoiding action, so he wouldn't slam into the back of him like we saw a few laps ago.
Matt G's also very close to Doran as well in for P5 and 6. Those two are very close together.
Need for Speed is gaining. He's gaining on them.
7.8.
Oh my god, this is incredible. But Bear has lost so much time. Is Bear getting tyre wear? He's got damage maybe? Because he's lost 2 seconds.
Why is the Bear going so slowly? That's something that's really interesting.
He might have damage. There's no visible damage, but he's lost so much time. I mean, Need for Speed. Need for Speed is only 4 attempts off his personal best in Sector 1. Bear was probably quite far off it. I mean, on the dash, I can't see if he's improving or not. It doesn't show me, but nevertheless.
7.2.
Alco's not got DRS.
Yeah, Alco hasn't got a DRS. Dan does, but Alco a little bit behind now. Dan, he's lost the DRS from Dan there. So the top 3 will be the top 3 because they're too far ahead of the Vicar. So Vicar will get most likely a
Vicar would be P7.
Yeah, he will be. Yeah, true.
I think
2
he
laps
would be
to go.
P7 if he only had 3 seconds as
2
well.
laps left, and we had an entertaining start. The middle part of the race was a little bit of a stalemate. It tends to be, but then you ended this part of the race. My word, who would have thought this?
And do you know what? To only have one retiree, no on-track DNFs, it's incredible for Singapore.
That is fantastic, and no safety cars as well. That's another side as well.
Not even a virtual.
And the people who don't have any penalties, well done to all of you lot for not getting any penalties. It's a very easy track to get a penalty. With 2 laps to go, Dan's in provisional in the lead. What's happening in the penalty situation? Let's have a look around there.
Dan still only has 1 warning.
So who's going to get P2?
Doran and Martin. Doran's just been overtaken.
Who is going to get P2? That's another question.
Need for Speed gained a second in a lap. If Bear gets another penalty, this is going to be incredible.
I just heard Need for Speed there. Oh, it's spun! Ace Man has spun! Ace Man has spun!
No!
Ace
No!
Man has spun!
Oh my god!
So that's Vickers been there.
Vickers
That's
is
cheap.
great!
Oh
my goodness!
Ace Man has spun. His eyes are
Oh!
out.
Oh!
Ace, you know what that means?
Oh
You know
my
what that
god!
means? Ace Man is out of the Grand Prix. Dan leads the race. Alco second, and Need for Speed's gonna get P9 if it stays on the track.
Did you get P8?
This is incredible. This is actually incredible. This is actually incredible.
And Alco can still win. He's got 1 more chance.
If Dan can get a penalty at this moment
Oh, he's in the wall!
I can never ask for fireworks, so this has been one of fireworks Grand Prix I've ever commentated on. This
is incredible!
One way to return to commentary as well, Logan, as well. Ace Man is out. Dan is going to win the Grand Prix.
You never know. He could lose it.
If Dan does not make a mistake, he could be a winner again in SFR. The last time he won a race is I don't know when he last won a race, but it was a very good long while since he won. To taste the champagne, to taste the wine. He is in the final sector. He's going through the final few corners towards the center section. Dan now towards the final few corners to drink it in the Mercedes. Once more, Dan towards the final few corners. He's been waiting for this, hasn't he? Energy Dan to cross the final 2 corners. Energy Dan wins the Singapore Grand Prix.
Alco P2. Now, where will Vicker finish?
Where will Vicker winner? Where Vicker is going to finish?
Maggi gets the penalty.
Maggi finishes. Martin finishes 3rd.
P6. Martin gets 3rd. Oh. Goodness me. Not 500! Oh
my word. What about Need for Speed? That's another question to be answered.
Oh, if Bear makes makes 1 more mistake, if Bear can make a mistake. Oh, this is going to be super close.
Vicker finishes 6th. Confused finishes 7th. In the Alpine, good result for him. The Bear, well, where's he going to finish? Where's Need for Speed going to finish?
It'll be close.
Oh my word, what a return for SFR Need for Speed. The Bear will cross the line now.
Will it be enough?
Will it be enough? Need for Speed can't cross the line now. And Need for Speed will finish 9th.
Well done.
Need for Speed on his return to the sport.
Skydams gets points.
9th.
Oh,
Harry
this is
will be very
incredible.
chuffed with that.
Well done, Need for Speed. Can we get him for an interview, please? Shall I add the top 3?
Yeah, go ahead, Jack.
Okay.
Go for it.
Do you know, my driver. Who would you say is your driver of the day? For me, it's 100% Need for Speed. Like, honestly. Martin, Alco, and Dan. Okay. Cool. Oh, well, according to the game, it's Sky Adams.
And there's the winner. SFR Energy Dan to get the victory. There's first place. Well done to Energy Dan. Well done to Energy Dan. Welcome to Alco Martin, the podium finishers. Need for Speed, our driver of the day, for his return to the sport.
Should we add him as well?
I don't know if maybe Need for Speed has a mic or not, but he can probably chat through the phone as well. We'll get Need for Speed in for a bit.
He can talk. He can talk through your mic. Yeah.
Our driver of the day. But here's our final results. Dan P1, Alco second, Martin third, Doran fourth, Maggi fifth, Vicker sixth, Q7 Bear. Finishes ever you can ask for. Ninth, Skyners 10th, Mindful was 11th, so unlucky. The Fizz 13th, Mark 14th, Dan's 15th, and Sonic Hawk finishes 16th. His bad luck continues.
Oh, I feel so bad for Sonic Hawk, man. He did nothing wrong.
I can call over. I can literally call over Need for Speed now. Hey, Need for Speed. Hello, he's right here.
Oh, it was good timing.
Well, we'll wait for your questions. And literally, he's literally just like over there. He's just smiling from ear to ear. He's so happy. Okay, let's go over to the.
Just trying to get Alco and Dan in, but I don't think Dan's gonna join.
If you can add them, that'd be great.
Yeah, I've added all three, but I don't think they'll join.
I think they will. Most likely they will. We just have to give them time. Dan will never miss an interview.
Especially not after. Timing. Hello.
Dan Meister. Dan Meister.
Hello, Martin.
The Flying Scotsman's here as well as Martin. Hello. Just gotta wait on Alco if he does join or just always not. That's up to him.
I've pinged him, but
we'll do we'll start off with the interviews and he'll probably join whenever he's ready or he's not. So, guys, if you don't have not done so already, please let me know that your voice settings are allowed to be shared. And let me know whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Dan Meister, what a Grand Prix! What a victory! Your first win for a good long while. This must feel so good to you at this moment in time.
It does, but that was one of the hardest races ever. I wasn't feeling too great before the race. Like, I feel like my blood sugars have like proper crashed. I've been feeling poorly all week, and then I've been sweating this circuit all week. And I thought, alright, put it on pole. You know, I thought, yes, great, that's exactly what I wanted. And then, literally from start to finish, I had Alco in my rear wing. Well, actually, I think in the first stint, I managed to get 3 seconds.
I think it was a lot more close to your rear wing than you thought. You had a bit of contact at one stages.
Yeah, just a bit. But luckily, Ace Man had a penalty, and then Alco had a penalty as well. So the last few laps, I was just basically trying to stay on the rear of Ace Man. But yeah, it was I think the first stint was a lot cleaner than the second stint. I was managing to pull out a few tenths here and there, and it hovered around 2.7 to 3 seconds at one point for a few laps. And then I was just thinking to myself about strategy. Like, I knew he was going to try and jump me in the pits, so I saved my ERS up for a couple of laps. And then when I saw him go in, I just emptied my tank and just basically tried to put in a quali lap as best I can on those used hards. And then when I came out in front of him, I was like, right, game on. But it was a bit of a struggle because I'd used my ERS. Honestly, it's quite hard to build it back up round here. So when I came out in front of him, I was quite vulnerable. I just had to do a bit of clever defending to stay in front of him, but yeah, it worked out in the end.
Your teammate Michael Watts did have a struggle today, but I'm sure he will bounce back. But what's with you in this track, Dan? You've been bashing it up on Discourse and how great the circuit is. What made you Singapore made you? What is you and this track make so gel together?
It just flows. It's so lovely. Like, it's even though there's a lot of 90-degree corners, they're not really 90-degree corners because you attack them so fast. And there's a lot of sections on the lap that I don't know if you're on board with me at all, but there's a few sections I do differently. So like when you're approaching that S section that I don't know what it is in sector 2, you've got the
before the bridge.
Yeah. I always brake early and turn in early and take the curb, and then on the second corner before you get to the bridge, I always swing across really far and also turn in earlier. So my line round there is different, but I find you get a better launch through there. So, like with Alco, I was pulling 3/10 every lap on that, but then he was pulling back the 3/10 on the first 2 corners, I think it was. He nailed them corners. But yeah, I just love the circuit. It flows, it's fun. There's not really any tricky parts to it, I'd say. As long as you've learnt the track, it's all right.
I was about to ask you about the track as well, Dan. It's going to be changing in the next season's game. What's your thoughts going into the track changes going into Singapore next season?
I mean, I wouldn't have been bothered about the changes, but in terms of real life F1, it's going to mean more overtaking, and in league racing, probably a little bit of the same because it means you can get a better run onto that home finish straight. So you probably see more overtakes coming across the line or just before or just after. But then, are people going to have enough on the next DRS to then stay in front? I don't know, but yeah, you might see a few more overtakes on the penultimate corner or before the first corner. That's about it.
What about you, Dan? But this win is going to bring so much momentum for Mexico. We're going to see more from this version of Energy, Dan. We're going to see you more on the podium, probably get more victories. What's the momentum now going to the season?
Well, I'm practicing more these days as well. So hopefully you'll see more of this season. I mean, I do like Mexico as well, and then I do like Monaco as well. So you've got 2 tracks coming up that I actually like. So I tend to do really well if I like the tracks. If I don't like the tracks, I tend to turn up on the night, ask for a setup and crack on. But yeah, I'll be sweating Mexico, and I'll 100% be sweating Monaco, because if you can stick it on pole for Monaco, a bit like here, you stand a really good chance of taking the victory.
That's brilliant. And as for team, one more question from me. Team Mercedes, are you going to try and fight for the Constructors' Championship this season?
Yeah, we always do, mate. We always put effort into doing well, and it's not just about the drivers' standings. We do go for the constructors as well. I'll always accept free bragging points, mate, and if we can win the constructors, then that's free bragging points. So I'll take them.
Thank you very much, Dan. Martin, hello to you from the McLaren team. Hello.
Hello, buddy.
Hello to you too. Well done for a brilliant finish today on the podium. How's it mean to you, this podium?
Yeah, it's great. I've got a lot of luck to get there, obviously. Yeah, I spent my entire race fuel saving. That was pretty much my race. Underfueled the car a bit. Well, just went on even fuel, expecting that there would inevitably be a safety car or VSC at the very least. And then I would say when I came out on the mediums, I realised that was probably not going to be happening. So I was just went into fuel saving mode immediately, and yeah, got very lucky. I think Gareth got a penalty at the last corner on the last lap, which pushed me up into the podium, or else he would have had it. The Vicar, he was behind me, he had great pace. He was pushing me the whole way in the first stint. So I feel like if I'd fueled the car correctly, then I probably could have done better. But yeah, I was just going round and having a lot of fun. So the track in itself is a challenge. You don't really need wheel-to-wheel sort of action around Singapore. I know the spectator would like to see that, but when you're in the car driving, just driving around the track is the challenge in itself. So yeah, I enjoyed it. But yeah, Dan and Alco, those two guys were just on another planet today with their speed. So congratulations to those two.
So, as for you in MCFC, you guys literally were so even Stevens throughout the entire race day, including qualifying. You two are so evenly matched. Is McLaren going to be a bit of a slight force this season coming into the next probably 7 or so races?
No, I think once I'm at a respectable standard on the wheel, I'll be using that in the races, so I would imagine I'll be around the back of the grid.
I'll say midfield for you.
I shouldn't really be in Division 2 at all, in all honesty. Right now I'm just racing on default setups, so that I'm not too quick for the division, until I'm respectable enough on the wheel, and then once I'm on the wheel, I'll be going full time on that in the SFR, and I'm like three. I think the last time I raced, I was like 3 seconds off the pace. So I think in another couple of weeks, hopefully before the end of the season, I'll be racing an SFR on the wheel. So I want to do that because the wheel's a lot more fun than the pad. So
I totally disagree, but that's your opinion.
Oh, come on. I agree completely.
The wheel's a lot of fun compared to the pad, but I'm just not. I'm not like. It's not even about being quick. I'm not safe enough. I keep spinning out a lot and stuff like that. So all I'll do is just cause safety cars and stuff. So I'm not in any way ready to do league racing. But so it's kind of unusual being in races, racing with default setups when the natural instinct is to go as quick as you can. So it gets a little bit annoying when you're racing around the track and you know that you've maybe got another half a second of lap time in you, but that's my own fault. So the quicker I get onto the wheel, the better. But
what's your? Yeah, I about to agree. Division 2 is a lot of fun, especially the race that I was so much action for the entire field. So it turns on Mexico. It's going to be the same approach to you. Going to try to do the best you can with the default setup. See if you can just do the best you can.
Yeah, which is annoying because Mexico's one of my favourite tracks. But to be honest, like the whole winning part of it, I'm not even thinking about that. If I get good wheel to wheel action like I had in Bahrain, today obviously I didn't have much because of the track, but in with the Division 2 guys and being in amongst the midfield and getting a lot of wheel to wheel action, it's a lot of fun. It's something I've been missing out on in SFR for the last few seasons. I was racing in Division 1 last season and the season before, and those guys are just too quick for me, so I was kind of like just racing on my own. So it's been a long time since I've been racing wheel to wheel with some SFR guys, and that's been really nice. So hopefully Mexico's the same. A lot of straights and overtaking opportunities, so I just hope I'm not vulnerable on the straights and fall all the way back, but we'll see.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, Dan, a little question for me. How nice it feel for you as an admin, and so is Martin as well, to see the streams back, see it as far back to his former glory days? Is it a lot more nice to be having this sort of feeling again?
Of course it is, mate. It's amazing, especially to hear your beautiful voice on the streams, mate. We've missed you.
So does Tom as well, on Tuesdays as well, which is so nice to hear as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It really is, mate, and I really appreciate it, mate, so thank you for that.
I'm happy to be back here as well.
You should have heard Logan, he was just screaming.
It's been a long while since I've done it. I had to get something out.
Oh, we're gonna get Need for Speed on the mic soon. He's literally away for some minutes, but literally it's been a long day. Are you looking forward to Division 1 tomorrow, you two? Seeing me and Logan banging our bums out on Singapore.
Yeah, have you done any practice for it?
True point.
It'll be close between us.
Oh, I'll be fine. So, Need for Speed, are you with us? Oh, that's great to hear. Driver of the day, first race back, and you had a little petrol from Energy Down, so keep it clean, and then you did. Well done to you.
Yeah, well done, Harry.
I mean, when you're coming into SFR and you're a little bit nervous, but now you got a P9 and you got a driver today. Is this going to be a great feeling going into Mexico for you? I mean, is this going to be a brand new Need for Speed for you, is it? A brand new Need for Speed, a lot more faster? Oh, big words. Brilliant, brilliant. And Logan, thanks for joining me for the stream, and hopefully we get to commentate again next week together. It's been fun.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm up for it if you are.
Oh, I'm apparently I'm a full-time commentator now for Division 2, which I'm pretty much be happy about. So I cannot be more than happy to do so. If you want to join me next week, the door's always open for you.
Of course.
And Dan, once again, well done for your victory. It's been a long time since it's been a long time since we've seen the tops there, but it's been much more of a regular thing now.
Hopefully, mate. Hopefully.
Guys, thank you for joining us today on SFR. Join us tomorrow to see me and Logan racing our backsides off in Singapore. Probably later, probably win it again. You never know. But we're gonna have fun tomorrow. And make sure you check out Grid Finder as well, who of course is our main sponsor for tonight's race. So please check them out, and if you find your league, Grid Finder will find it for you. Thank you for joining us. So we'll see you for next week as we go to Mexico. It's been Speed Force Racing over and out. We're stopped.
Hang on, since when did Grid Finder sponsor us?
Martin just
Since today, apparently.
Since today, apparently.
Oh, really?
You have done well, Larry.
I work hard, man. I work hard. I just got so.
He's happy.
I felt so under pressure when SFR the bear, but at the end I was gaining on him. I just needed one more lap.
You should have Logan. He was cheering you on, man.
Oh, you should have had me.
So close. I don't know what happened on the last like 3 laps. SFR the bear was really going slow.
I don't know what's going on there.
I was 10 seconds behind, and all of a sudden I'm like almost 3 seconds behind him.
Oh, bloody hell.
All I needed was one more lap, and I probably would have got together today.
Yeah, it was in the comms chat, Dan, that apparently Martin said we are sponsored by Grid Finder.
I saw that, but I didn't know if it was a wind-up or something. I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, huh?
Yeah, me too. Anyway, right, I'm going to go inhale a cigarette, because fuck me, that was a hard
Yeah, I
race.
was about to say, go get a cigarette, enjoy your wine, and enjoy your Call of Duty as well, Dan.
Yeah, but I'm not drinking no more now.
Definitely
I'm doing ultra
I was
marathons.
very like, shake you at first.
Bloody hell, well done, Dan. We'll see you in Mexico.
See you soon, mate. Take care.
Take care.
See you next time, Dan.
Yeah. Oh my word, what a race, Logo. I can't wait to watch the stream back. I cannot wait.
That was incredible.
Bloody hell.
I didn't even listen to your whole conversation the whole way. I was just so okay.
It was Dan, and then it was Martin, and then Harry at the end.
Got down the day, did not expect to get No, from 9. I got into the points.
Oh.
I think